Well, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Divij's Den podcast episode. I think this is 148. I got to double check. I'm losing count. Usually I have Grant sitting around here somewhere. He kind of gives me the count. I'd be like, yo, it's 147, 148. And that's how I found out. But today I don't have him. So, man, we do have a guest. As you guys know, last week I had my mom on the podcast, which was, man, one of the biggest blessings, that there really isn't a guest. I mean, I could be sitting across from Justin Bieber, Donald Trump, whoever, and there wouldn't be a comparison. No offense to Bieber and Donald Trump. I love you guys. You guys are both inspirations for me. More so Bieber, less, I wouldn't say Trump is an inspiration, but, man, it's just so cool to be able to have a sit down conversation with your mom in a podcast format, because we just started riffing and having conversations, and I feel like I immediately learned things about her that I didn't know from before. And it's kind of crazy when you put the phone down for a second and you just sit with somebody that I've known her for 29 years, because I'm 29 years old, and immediately I already learned new things about her. And I just think it's so cool when you're present with someone, how much you can just gain from the conversation. And I told her, I was like, look, we only got like 40 minutes because we both have this thing where we run late to everything. And we came to the studio late, so we didn't get that much time to sit down and have a conversation. So I was like, let's come back in and let's do a part 2. So she's going to be in here in a second. She's in the bathroom doing what she got to do. But man, I just wanted to kind of fill you guys in on what's been going on, and some of just the recent journey of what it's been like, building Division Media, with the music and a lot of travel, man. And this isn't like a boasting episode about all the stuff I got going on. It's more about, I get a lot of messages about after I got vocal about my testimony and how I found God, and, sort of that whole process, people started to become pretty interested in what happened thereafter, after, the stuff that I went through, which was, for those of you guys who don't know, my coming to Jesus moment was, when my mom got diagnosed with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, which is a terminal scarring of the lungs. And she just walked in at the time that I started talking about her. There was a moment where I was on my knees and I was like, yo, God, I got nothing left, bro. And he pulled me out, and he's been so kind in my life. And so everything that I do now is just to glorify him. And, so anytime I get a lot of people that'll come up to me when we're doing our live shows that we do with our client George Janko or Bryce Crawford, and they're like, man, thank you so much. You're so awesome, da 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 da. And what I do is, we take those flowers and, we're grateful, but we take them in our prayer closet and we hand them up to God, because that's where they belong. But, Mom, you can come sit down. I'm gonna wrap some of the stuff and we can get going. So yeah, man, just we've been touring. George Janko 19 city tour in the U.S. has been absolutely incredible. We've done 6 shows so far, 13 left, and just seeing these different communities. I mean, we went to Chicago, Lexington, Kentucky. We went to Ohio, to Dubuque, Iowa. I mean, the randomest places, and just seeing people's desire and heart for God, and just how impacted they are through the conversation and the stand-up comedy and the podcast has been so amazing. And, credit to George and Shauna and the whole team for all the hard work that they've been putting in, day in and day out. And then we've got Bryce. I mean, I don't even know where to start with Bryce, but, we've got 2026 U.S. tour, 24 cities, bus tour across the U.S. It's the I Love Jesus tour. And then we've got, 4 or 5 shows in New Zealand and Australia in 2026. So we're going to be going internationally. And then later this year, we've got 4 shows across the U.S. And just even there, I mean, the response and the demand for Jesus. And I think we've seen it. I think last year was the year of the most Bibles being sold in a long time. And we're just seeing the desire for God continue to increase. And, to be a part of that in any way is just such a blessing. So just thought I'd update you guys there. But we got my mom, so we're going to switch gears and, man, part 2. Hi, Mom. How are you? Bet. Should I keep going or just stop there? Okay, bet. Okay. Are you comfortable with the mic and stuff? Very nice. You just got a good call from the doctor. It was good news?
Yeah. Numbers have improved.
That's amazing, Mom.
Mm.
Thank God. How does it feel? I feel like the last podcast that we did yesterday, we ended with you were talking about the journey with the transplant
Mm.
and the process. And you were saying how kind God has been to you through this whole journey.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think, because from my perspective as your son, like as a Christian, as someone that believes in God and I try to follow what the Spirit tells me,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're favored in some regards. Like you know what I mean? Like every single obstacle that you've been through, you've been able to tackle it and overcome it and come out on the positive side.
Yeah.
And like, you know, uh, uh, even like a third or fourth of the things, like I mean, all the things that you've been through. I think if I were in that position, I would probably just have folded and called it quits.
That's what Papa says all the time, that he would not even have gone through that surgery. Same with Isha. She said the same thing. She said, Mom, I don't know why you went through so much pain. I was like, yeah, but see, I'm alive
Yeah,
and happy. And actually, the scars that looked so bad at that time, they've all healed really nicely. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So for those of the people that don't know, you gotta that maybe they didn't listen to last episode. You were kind of sharing about your upbringing, your childhood, your relationship with dad, and raising me and Isha, and then we started talking about the you getting diagnosed with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, and then getting put on the UCLA lung transplant list when you were around your birthday, and then February 14th, Valentine's Day, you had the surgery. So you got two new lungs. Like they took out your old lungs and they put two new ones in from
Hmm.
I think it was a lady who had passed.
That's what they kind of hinted at. They're not supposed to tell me. They haven't told me anything.
Yeah,
If I want to write a letter, I can. I have waited a year and a half, and that's what they usually recommend
yeah,
because it's very fresh otherwise for those people from where the lungs came.
yeah.
So I plan on writing, but it's a long process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel like knowing that you have someone else's organs in your body, which by the way, it kind of shows how connected like we all really are as a human
Correct.
species, right?
Hmm. Yeah. I feel very fortunate, very blessed, especially because I sing. So after getting these lungs, I've been able to reach the higher notes and
Oh wow.
hold them. That's what my friends have told me, like, wow, you're able to hold your notes now, which I had never realized, like, what were they talking about? Because I was really trying my best and wasn't able to go touch those notes. And they all thought I can do it, but I tried and I wasn't able to. I had no idea at that time that I was like having this issue inside.
Yeah.
But now when I can go up, I'm like, oh wow, it feels good.
Yeah. Yeah, your singing has definitely gotten better.
Yeah.
Um how painful was it? Like, I remember when we were at the hospital and, you
Yeah.
know, they you went in and they were like, "Yo, this could be the last time that you see your mom." And I think they told you that
It was very painful.
it was painful.
There was one day when I told Meenumas, like my sister, um, I don't want to live anymore. Just one time I said that. Especially on that day, I think all the nurses that um, you know, there was a nurse who wasn't able to.
Mhm. Yeah.
She had entangled me into this thing. Everybody else, maybe I think she was the only one on the floor that day, so she had like 4 or 5 patients to take care of. But all the UCLA nurses and doctors were excellent with me. That one day I felt I was all entangled and couldn't walk.
Mm.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
said that, and then next morning I was fine. Just one day I've said that. But yeah, it was painful.
Yeah. How would you describe the pain that you went through
Meaning like
physically? Like when you got the surgery.
it was a spasm basically, plus I couldn't sleep for several nights, like how
Yeah.
many? 70 days?
Mhm.
I didn't sleep, so that was really hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hyperactive in the mornings.
Yeah.
During the day, I would feel kind of like I want to go to sleep, but that guilt was coming over. Oh, everybody else is working around me. Why am I not working? So then I wouldn't sleep
Yeah.
during the day, but night I was like wide awake, and I started shopping, and I've never done online shopping, and I did online shopping for March. February I got operated, March through March, one whole year on Temu.
Yeah.
I
The
don't know what
the
all.
the Temu stock definitely went up when you were shopping
Yeah,
because you spent thousands of dollars
I
on Temu.
purchased so much. The first transaction was bad. I bought 55 dresses that day.
Oh my God.
All cheap, but nothing fit me because I had not realized that I've lost muscles, I've lost weight, so that double X is not going to fit me. So when that whole everything that came, Isha and I sat and returned everything, and then
Yeah.
next time I ordered better, and everything that came was really superb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And you were shopping because you were on so many and you still are on so many medications, but the medications were causing that.
Yeah, but I was also trying because Isha's getting married, so I was like collecting mm, all these other things, extra things, that which I used already. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's so crazy.
Um, yeah. It was multitude of things, and I still have lots.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But now I've stopped.
Yeah. So, I mean, the recovery journey, like after you got the transplant, it was basically like I think pretty much a year of like very careful medication, sleep. Like it was a whole journey for the year. I think after the surgery for like everyone, we were just all very focused
But
on.
within 3-4 months, I was out there partying.
Yeah, which is what,
You know,
what I wanted to talk about.
I was singing, I was dancing. Since then,
Yeah,
I've been doing that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That I think is what like baffles me the most is like you went through this crazy surgery, which I think from what I remember UCLA saying, there's only like a couple thousand of those per year or that they've
Correct.
done in general.
Yeah.
Like two lungs at the same time is a lot. So
Yeah.
for you to like overcome that and then immediately go into like parties and having fun and dancing and singing and like doing all those things, that takes a lot of willpower and desire to live. And
Right.
so where does that come from? Like, where do you
See, the
get that?
doctors were telling me, why are you going to parties? You should be wearing a mask and don't go anywhere. But that told me, like, no, I mean, if I sit at home, I might get depressed or something, because friends are everything for me. So I want to be around them. I keep myself distracted. I did wear mask most of the time. I go with my intuition.
Yeah.
I and I always made sure that I clean the microphones and put covers, you
Mhm.
know. So disinfect those. Wear
Yeah.
mask when I think I should. If I see somebody cough or even otherwise, I'm very good at picking that now. If somebody looks sick, I would definitely stay away. So
Yeah.
I think God above, He's always guides me so well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like if you get worried about something, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
So better to just be happy and live.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, because none of us knows how much life we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was on the phone with someone today and they were telling me how they went to Kenya for like
Yeah.
some sort of like trip or something she went with her daughter
Yeah.
and um at the trip they came to the airport and they were staying in a city for their layover and then they were going to take another flight to come back home. The
Hmm.
daughter got sick. She got a bacterial infection when she was in Kenya and
Wow.
she died at the hotel or in the hospital that night before she got on the flight back. And I was just like, you know,
Terrible.
life is so unpredictable and so precious and so fragile.
Yeah.
And I think the way that I've started to live my life after I found God and my relationship with Him was, I think the only way to live a life is to fear the Lord, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like if you fear the Lord and you know that, your sister, your mom, your dad, all these people could go in an instant or you could lose everything,
Hmm.
you should live a life based on the things that you would die for. So for me, like I would die for my family, or I would die for, my mission, for example, that I am on. So those are the things that I'm going to live for. So like from your perspective, what are the things or people or whatever that you would die for that have made you want to live? Does that make sense? I know it's a hard question.
I don't think like that.
You don't
I
think?
don't
Okay.
know.
Maybe I
Yeah,
just think
like
like
what? Because I don't know what I would die for. If somebody was to put a gun on my this thing, I would naturally run for my life,
for
right?
yourself. Yeah, yeah,
Because I
totally.
love myself.
That's great.
Yeah, and that's what I believe in. You have to love yourself first.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
and then you love everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
If ever I get mad, it takes a lot to for somebody to do to me, so I would get upset. Otherwise, I'm pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when I'm going on these like tours and stuff and I
Mm,
get to meet strangers in different cities, the
yeah,
one thing I see the most is like anxiety, sadness, like self-deprecation, like people there's a lot of people that I think that don't love themselves.
yeah,
And I went through that for myself at one point in my life too, but I think when I realized that I'm made in God's image, like humans are made in God's image and we're I guess favored more so than like animals, for example, or whatever.
yeah,
And when you realize that is true, and there's only one Divij, one Shoba, and we're made in God's image, like I think that in itself, like when you understand it at that level,
hmm,
it's hard not to love yourself.
yeah,
And I think if people were just to like build their relationship with God as their priority of their life and their foundation, then like self love becomes a lot easier.
easier, yeah. But if you ask me that question about you and Isha, I, you know, if I see somebody, I would go first
Oh, that's
and
sweet.
stand. And I feel I would do that.
Well, luckily I box, so if anyone tries to mess with us,
Huh?
I said, luckily I'm a boxer, so if people try to mess, I'm gonna just beat them up.
You
So
never
they're not gonna
know.
mess with us.
Just
You never know. There's some
you have
crazies
to
out there
always, yeah, yeah.
for sure. Dang. So Isha's getting married, my
Hmm.
sister, in a few months. So like, I was also thinking about it from her perspective, like how grateful I would feel that my mom is gonna be able to, God willing, be there at the wedding.
Yeah,
Did you Were you thinking about that at all? Like as a parent, like,
yeah.
dang, I need to be around for my kid's marriage or my
Yes, as
grandkids.
soon as I heard that I have only 3 years to live, that was my first thought. I was like, no, I don't want to go yet. I want to see my kids getting married. I want to see their kids. I want to take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, I love that. Um, One more deep question, and we can move on to more fun stuff.
Hmm.
But you know how like people they really, I think a lot of people don't really give you your flowers until you're gone, right? So like people remember
Correct.
you when you're dead,
Hmm.
and they're like, "Dang, I should have talked to them or should have called them or whatever."
Hmm.
Um, you know, I guess like how supported did you feel through the whole process and after the process? Like, because from my perspective, it felt like, and I'm not saying I'm not going to name any names, but I felt like there was a lot of people that were really there when when you were really down bad, like like caregiving and stuff, and then
Hmm.
everyone kind of just dispersed. Like there seemed, from my perspective, it's just my thought, but there seemed to be
Hmm.
a little less care or attention once things got even slightly better for you. Does that make
When they
sense?
got better, people dispersed. Is that what you're
Like,
thinking?
yeah, like I don't know. I just felt like a lot of people were, and I could be wrong, but I just felt like a lot of people were, you know, texting or like some people in the family or friend circles, like they were texting and calling and that was their effort to help.
No, but yeah, but there were people who were texting and they wanted to come, but they were stopped
Oh, okay.
from
Okay,
coming
I see.
because some of them had not taken vaccines and they don't believe in taking vaccines. So That's
I
why
see.
they were not allowed to come close to me. But you know, like my sister and sister's husband, Jijaji, they were
They were there.
constantly
Yeah.
there for
Yeah.
me. And Jijaji was always reminding me, just like you do, do your breathing thing. And he would always walk around and tell me, do this and do that. And Minu was always there supporting me. She didn't even go to India for the wedding just
Yeah.
because she found out that I'm in the hospital. They just canceled their trip. So I
Oh
think
wow.
that was a huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Papa was there. He was the one who kind of withdrew himself a little. That's what I felt because at that time he thought Minu was there, Isha's here.
Mm.
So he kind of just started to do his paperwork and stuff. And I missed that. I was like, oh, earlier you used to give me like protein shake. Do you want this? Do you want that? Where are you now? And you've
Mm.
taken like some time off from work. So he's like, I'm doing your paperwork. I'm like, for how long? It was like long
I
five
see.
weeks. So I felt that, but he was running for groceries and stuff. So he was
Yeah.
running the house. Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
But I I think Isha was there. So you were you were otherwise like, remember before you were like always there asking me to work out to make myself strong. And I think that's what made me go through the whole thing because of the ways that spasm was crazy in my back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you did a good amount of preparation going into it. Like we were
Yeah,
working out
you
at
and
home.
Isha were helping me a lot, and Papa
Yeah.
during that time. Yeah, so that was really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
but during that time, I was in so much pain. I wasn't sleeping. I was on so many steroids, so I was a
Yeah.
bit off. And if people would call me and tell me go to sleep and do this and do that, I was feeling like overwhelmed with all those suggestions
Mhm.
because I don't think they understood what I was going through.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but friends, they all made a group and they dropped food every day.
Yeah,
I
you
think
did
that
have a
was
lot of support.
huge help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Although
you
I did not eat that food that much,
Mhm.
but everybody else who was at home got to eat that. So I still need to. I'm writing my book still, so I need to thank them all. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I wanna talk about the book too. Do you feel like and you can be honest, but I'm just curious, do you feel like Isha and I were as supportive as we could have been? Like, was there anything that we
Oh,
you
yeah.
think
More than.
Really?
Yes. You both have always been there. And every single day, the way you call me and ask me and remind me about everything. Did you take your blood pressure? Did you do this? Although I see how busy you are with your phone calls and running around for your um, exercises and workouts and this, that. I really am so blessed with you too.
Oh,
Totally. And Papa too.
yeah.
He's been doing great.
Yeah, he's been busting his butt
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
So the book, you wrote a book, you used
Hmm.
Storyworth. It's not a sponsorship, but you wrote a book and then it was kind of your journey, like
Right.
your story, and then you're writing a second one?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow. What is
It's
the second one gonna be about?
post lung transplant. Yeah. So everything that has happened.
Yeah.
I've started but barely written anything.
Dang.
I need to focus.
That's
Maybe
awesome.
after Isha's wedding is done with, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're very creative. Like I think like I get a lot of my creative I think genes from you, like the
Hmm.
music and writing and stuff like that. What's like your favorite creative outlet? I assume it's music, actually, now that I think about it. But you also like art, like painting and
Right.
drawing and
Yeah. I do like a lot of things that are just to express myself. Music, I have not been doing as much as I should, practices
yeah.
because he's working from home. So I
Yeah.
have not been practicing,
Yeah.
not putting that much effort. Um, these days, I feel like I'm not doing much because there's so much concentration on my medications and
Yeah.
its side effects, and then the numbers went down.
Yeah.
So it has affected my whole overall performance
Yeah.
into everything,
Yeah.
right? But when I go to parties, or host parties, I do I do use my creativity there, and
Yeah.
it is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for
So
sure.
dressing up and using all kinds of um those backgrounds and take pictures, and
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so I've been doing all that, cooking.
Yeah. Yeah, you're good at the creative stuff. I think for people that are listening that maybe they have a family member that is going through something similar, right? Because we're not the
Hmm,
only people that
of
are going through
course.
this. I mean, people go
Yeah.
through worse things. Um, but what was interesting with your situation was from like a medical perspective, like since the lungs are considered a foreign object in your body, it's important that your immunity isn't that high. Like, because
Hmm.
if it is, then your body could, God forbid, reject the foreign objects.
Hmm.
But then the other side of it is you don't want it to be too low to where you can't fight off infections and bacteria. So it's kind of this
Correct.
like teeter totter dance
Yeah.
weird situation. So how have you been navigating that process? And like, do you have any advice for people that are maybe going through this or about to go through this to help their journey?
I think UCLA has been great.
Yeah.
They keep a good check on me, and they tell me what to do, which medicines not to take, and which medicines have to be replaced with that. So I just go with what they're telling me about medicines. But when they tell me not to go to parties, I'm not listening.
Yeah.
I'm going because I've heard stories about bilateral lung transplant patients sitting at home and in a like a cubicle kind of a thing. Like,
Mm,
I can't live like that.
yeah. Yeah, you wanted to live your life after
Yeah.
like some normalcy. You wanted some normalcy after this whole thing.
My friends, some of them, doubted, like, is she even sick?
Yeah.
I was like that out there.
It's crazy.
Still am. So they don't know.
Yeah.
Most of them really don't know unless they see me go through what I do, because morning until evening, it takes me a while to come to my normal self. By evening, I become a little energetic, and which
Yeah.
lasts for a few hours, and then again my energy goes down again.
Mm,
Yeah,
interesting. So you have seen kind of like your energy levels have decreased.
decreased. Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be because of the party foods. You know,
Yeah.
if I eat the right food, I know that I'm okay. But then it's hard to cook also for yourself and then go party. So I just go eat over there, whatever. I try to avoid the fried stuff. Hmm. But most of my friends are vegetarian, so there's not enough protein there.
Mm, yeah.
So I think that really affects me
Mm,
if I don't eat protein. So you're right. I mean, but then I don't have the energy to cook for myself every day,
yeah.
you know, and make sure that I'm. And I know you have suggested like you could hire like
A chef or
a
something?
chef,
Yeah.
but no, I always feel like I want to do things myself. I don't want to be so dependent. So it's
Mm,
okay. Life is going on.
yeah.
Mhm.
What are you most excited about now, like, that you have coming up? Obviously, you're going to India tomorrow, so you have a whole
Correct.
trip coming
Yeah.
up.
I'm excited about those dances that I'm planning for Isha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope I can be a good participant in that. I plan on, but I just want my energy to come back, but it's not going to come back if I don't give it a try. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
have not given it 100%, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you have time. Yeah, your wedding's not till January,
I
so
don't know if I can or cannot, but I'm planning to. Let's see.
yeah,
Yeah, but those dances that I have planned, they're nice songs. Hopefully, Isha will like that.
that's so exciting.
Hmm.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
We
can't
need
wait.
to do one too, right?
Let's go. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I would love that. I would love to dance, whether
yeah,
it's like solo with you or with that or whatever.
yeah.
Um, I was just thinking about like, um, you know, I have a lot of friends, and I'm always asking like deep kind of questions, just like understand people
Mm,
better. And I've noticed that it's pretty crazy how much we get from our parents. I'm kind of switching gears, but like, um, I think one thing that I've really admired about you is your ability to be present.
mm.
Like you're very in the moment now. You're not really thinking too much about the future. You live for today. You're
No.
not thinking about the past. And I think what I've struggled with a lot in my last couple of years is closure on the past, like not living too much in yesterday or years before, or
Mhm.
thinking about like, oh, what maybe I should have made this decision, or honestly, I think the one thing I try not to have regrets, but the one thing that really gets me is, and I don't blame myself because I didn't know who God was, so my I couldn't have been my best self, right?
Mm, mm,
But one thing I really regret, or not regret, but I'm trying not to do now, is if I feel something on my heart that I want to say, like to somebody else, for example, or a joke or whatever, like
mm,
I'm just gonna say it now. But
mm.
before, it's like I held my tongue, or
Oh,
because of
really?
fear. Yeah, yeah, like I feared judgment, or I feared like, oh, maybe this person isn't gonna want to hear this, so I kept my mouth shut.
I see.
But what I've realized is when you just when you just follow your spirit and you speak up and you use your voice, because God's gives us what's called the power of tongue, right? We have the ability to speak. Um, those are where like the most beautiful moments happen when you do say something, like in the elevator. If you say hi to somebody, that could lead to
Correct.
something.
Yeah.
So
But did you hold yourself like as a like you did not tell me or Papa something?
no, no, no.
No.
What I was saying was, as I as I str- as I have gotten away from holding my tongue,
Yeah.
and speaking up more,
Hmm.
it's made me appreciate your
Hmm.
ability to be present and say whatever you're feeling in the moment.
I see.
Does
But
that make
I
sense?
used to always live in past too before.
Really?
Yeah, because so much had happened with me, which it's very personal.
Yeah.
So it affected me a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, it was. I had to fight it, but then it's not me alone who fought. I obviously other things changed around me, and that's when I turned around, which I wanted it to happen years ago, but it didn't happen. So I guess that was my journey that I had to go through.
Hmm.
Something I must have done in my past. I don't know. I do believe in that
Mm.
something I did in the past, and because I used to question like why this is happening to me.
Mm.
But then I learned that things happen, you know.
Yeah.
We shouldn't question it.
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm more present. I
That's
don't
great.
think about past or the future
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. I love that. They say that like the
But this has been a recent change in me.
really.
Yeah. I used to be very much in past all the time.
Yeah.
Like things would take me if something goes wrong with me and Papa,
Mm.
it would take me back to naturally because there was a
Trauma,
trauma, plus it was like
a
a
trigger,
trend. It was like it had
patterns.
become like a pattern. Yeah. So
Mm.
naturally it was taking me back.
Yeah. So when you saw something happen, you're like, oh, I went through this before. It's gonna be the
It's
same
going to be the same
result.
again. Yeah, it was happening a lot for so many years. It just recently got better.
Yeah. Yeah, they say
That's
that like the difference between the now and the future, or the difference between the
hmm.
now and the past, is where people, or we all experience depression or anxiety. Like anxiety is the fear of the unknown or the future, and then
Yeah.
depression is you're living not in the moment, you're in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the key, like the hack to life, really to like being truly happy and joyful,
Yeah.
is like, A, again, not to hammer this down so much, but relationship with God. And then second is like just being here in the now
Correct.
and experiencing it for what it is and
Yes.
accepting what is. I think that is like where true
Yeah.
joy comes
True.
from.
Because God they say, right? God helps those who help themselves. So
Hmm.
like you said, if something you don't like, you have to speak up and you have to say it. Yes,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
You have to say it. Earlier, even I was scared. I didn't say, so people took advantage of me,
Mm,
you know?
yeah. You have a lot of friends, I've realized. Um, how do you manage your like boundaries? Because I'm kind of struggling with this right now. I have so many like clients and people and girlfriend, and there's a lot of expectation of me from other people. And
Yeah.
I get it. Like as a man, it's my job to provide and to provide value to my clients or be there for my friends. Like so, they say like everything in life is work, right? Like
Hmm.
really everything, gym, work, family, relationship, it's all effort.
Correct.
So, but I think through that effort, it's easy to like just give yourself to everybody and like
Yeah.
be there when they need you. Responding to the texting is there's this whole thing about like urgency culture. Like when someone sends you a text or an email, people will just respond right away because it's
Yeah.
like the sense of urgency. So I think you can lose your peace in that
Hmm.
process if you don't have the
Correct.
boundaries.
Yeah.
So how have you been able to like set boundaries, or is that something that you're still working on? Because you do have a lot of friends and stuff in your life.
I do. I do get overwhelmed sometimes, but then whatever I can do, I just do it. Usually, I tend to do what I really want to do. If I'm not into it, I would just say, I don't want to do it.
Mm, yeah, the
That's
power of
one thing
no.
that my dad taught me. Like,
Yeah,
if you do something, put your 100% in it, or just don't.
yeah. Don't
So that you have to
half-ass.
decide. It just like depends.
Mm,
But when I was working and it used to get stressful because there were so many expectations from me at home.
mhm.
And Papa wasn't even working at that time, but he expected me to cook the whole yard of dinner, and work two jobs and do this and do that. I did it.
Yeah,
I did it. But that's when my sleep, this thing went down. I used to sleep only 2, 3 hours, and my functioning it had become like, before I got married to him, it was 8 hours of sleep.
yeah.
Right away, it got to 4 and less. For years, I
Crazy.
had slept only that much.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just constantly working because otherwise I didn't have time.
Yeah,
And now I've gone back again to sleeping good
I know, thank God.
because of, yeah, but they put me on that sleeping pill, which I
Hysterical.
don't like. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I guess it's okay
You don't
because of
like
that.
it because 'cause you've been having a lot of, like, dreams and nightmares,
Yeah,
right?
weird nightmares sometimes. But there are days when I don't. So it's okay. At least I'm sleeping well,
Yeah. I
which is
was
much better than
yeah,
when I wasn't able to.
for sure. I was reading
Yeah.
something or listening to a podcast, and it said that dreams are where we process our emotions the best or the
Hmm.
most. And you've told me some of your dreams. Some of them are, like, very, animated, like, very, like, with a lot of figures and movement
Hmm.
and things like that. What do you think your dreams are? Are they, like, a sign of something? Are you processing certain emotions? Like, how do you interpret your dreams that you've been having?
I didn't know how to interpret it, so I told Isha, and Isha put it in Chat GPT, and it said like, it seems like your mother is going through something which people don't understand,
Mm,
and she feels lost.
mm,
Um, so that's why she's getting all these dreams where, in the end, I wake up when I realize, oops, I don't have my phone, I have no purse, I have nothing, I don't know where I'm going, and
yeah.
I'm so alone. And then I would just wake up and realize, oh, okay, it was a dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
But the dreams were like somewhere I'm in a big, huge castle or walking and walking and walking. There's so many rooms, but I don't know where is everybody. Everybody has left me alone.
Yeah.
Or there's a train, that that's going,
You
where,
love trains.
yeah, I love trains. So there was this train and it was in, you were a little kid and I had lost you and I was looking and looking and didn't nobody else was really worried about you. I was just looking for you, and I was like, but how could you not keep an eye on him when I went down to get something? And he's like, I don't know where he is. And nobody seemed to be caring about it. That really bothered me. So I got off at the station and I started walking looking for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you find me?
They found you in the
Who's
end.
they?
Whoever else was with
Oh,
me
okay.
on the
Okay.
train, they found you. And yeah,
Yeah. So interesting.
weird. Very weird.
That is really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something really special about like the the father daughter relationship and the mother
Yeah.
son relationship for
Hmm.
some reason. And I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, for a son, because I'm not a woman, so I can't speak for them, but for a son, really the only unconditional love that you get in your life, maybe this is just my experience, maybe there's other people that have gone through this, but
Hmm.
it's from God, if you believe in him. And then it's from your mother and it's from your father and maybe your siblings.
Maybe,
Every huh?
maybe from your wife too.
Well,
Or, yeah.
arguably, but yeah, maybe. But I would say that's more conditional because you have to do certain things to
Hmm.
to sustain that relationship, right?
Hmm.
If
True.
I was a homeless junkie, you would still love me. Dad would still love me. Isha would maybe still love me. I don't know if she would love me or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what happens when you lose the people in your life that give you unconditional love, right? Like
Hmm.
Like there's got to be a void that ends up happening in a person because you lose that.
Trust in God.
Exactly. Exactly.
He will take care of it. There's always he's the one who gives you the solutions then. Don't ever
Yeah.
be scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
something bad happens, he takes care of it. If he gives you pain, he gives you that much of strength to fight it too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, dang. Well said. That's bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just keep that trust.
Yeah. I think
Don't be scared.
yeah. I think what
I am scared of death though.
you are scared? Why?
I don't know. That scares me.
Mm.
Like earthquakes and all these things that
Natural
suddenly
disasters.
happen, fires.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I go
There
crazy.
was a building in New York that just like fell apart earlier today because of a
Really?
fire, I think, or like anyways,
Yeah?
side note.
Yeah, so those things do scare me.
Yeah, you're kind of scared of like natural disasters a little bit.
Natural disasters and accidents, everything.
There's a word for that,
Mm.
like a fear. You know how they have like phobias? I can't remember the phobia, but
Hmm.
um, that's
But like you know
interesting.
how they say, so I have not reached that level at all. I'm very attached.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, to what?
Yeah, to everything.
Mm,
I'm attached to you. I'm attached to Isha. I'm
yeah,
attached to Ayla
yeah,
and Layton. I'm attached.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm attached to Sajan.
Mm,
So, um, attached to Papa too. And
yeah.
then, so plus material things, I'm attached to them. My
Sure.
clothes, my bangles,
Your
my
55 dresses from Timu.
those are gone.
It's probably more than 55 at this point.
So I've not gotten over that yet.
Mm,
I need to get there
yeah,
where they say that you shouldn't feel attached.
yeah.
Yeah, I've not even begun to.
To go down that journey. I think what's really helped me in my journey is I look at everybody in my life as a gift from the giver, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know that the gifts will be taken away at some point, right?
Yeah.
And so if I just keep my eyes on the giver and build that relationship, when he takes the gifts away, then I'll be able to um
Handle it.
yeah, like protect my future self or like be more prepared for those things because the perspective of which you look at people, it's more of a detachment. Like I'm attached to you, but I'm
Hmm.
also detached from you at the same time because
Hmm.
I have to be. Does that make sense? Like,
Right. Yeah. 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 Of course it does. It does.
yeah.
See, you for your age is very mature.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I do have gray
So,
hairs.
yeah, that probably is hereditary, but
Well, the Bible says it's from wisdom,
it
so
could
I
be.
take
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
wisdom.
Yeah. I'm very sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, you are very wise.
Thank you. It's probably just
You
stress though.
definitely are.
Stress and weed.
Hmm?
Stress and I'm just kidding. I don't really smoke that much.
No weed,
I did
right?
smoke last week though. I hadn't smoked weed in a long time, but I smoked weed when I was on the tour. But it was just to sleep. I don't do drugs though.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a good boy.
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah.
So you're good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I'm very, very grateful to God for you and Isha.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. She's very hardworking, I see.
Yeah. She
Mhm.
snapped at me yesterday. She was pissed. She's
Mhm.
very detail oriented, very organized. She likes to protect her space, which is
Hmm.
fair. I understand.
Right. I told her, don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's okay. I mean, she has her ways.
Yeah.
I respect that. But just to save her some, uh,
Give her some peace, like protect her energy a bit.
yeah. So I tried to talk to her about that. But I don't want to force things on her either
Yeah.
because I respect her for who she is.
Me too.
Yeah.
She's very, very hardworking. Yeah.
Very hardworking, organized, and
Mm-hmm.
taking care of everything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah. She's great. I do think that like
And
um
Sergeant is great the way
yeah,
he
yeah.
supports her. Yeah.
Totally.
True.
Totally. I was trying to think of like a good wedding gift. I don't know what to get her. But she might listen to this, so let's not even go into that because I don't want her to.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about
We'll talk
this.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Is there anything that you were excited about? Usually, I would like if a guest is here, we'd talk about like their future projects or like what they're excited for, and then I would promote them.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want people finding you on social media, so I'm not even going to plug your socials. But where like what are you excited about now? Like, what are you looking forward to? What do you have coming up besides the wedding? Like, do you have stuff that you're pumped about?
I stopped thinking really
Yeah.
because I don't know. um,
Yeah.
about my health and stuff. So I take one day at a time. I
Yeah.
try not to get too excited about things.
That's good. Yeah. It's like Drake. Drake said, do you know Drake?
I've
Drake, the
heard,
rapper.
yeah, yeah,
He says like, don't get too low with the lows and don't get too high with the highs. Like, just
correct.
kind of
Yeah, I
stay.
believe in that. I believe in
Yeah.
that.
Shout out Drake.
You know that Air India flight that went down?
Yeah. Crazy.
That was the craziest. It really affected me. I was like that family where those two little kids, they were going for the first time to London, and the wife looked so excited. They took pictures and they sent it to
Hmm.
their family. I mean, that really affected me.
Yeah.
Like,
Wild.
life is so fragile for real that it's really scary. I mean, there have been other planes going down, but that one really affected me a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. You're not flying Air India tomorrow, are you?
That's not the point. I mean,
Just want to
anything
make
can
sure.
happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
at to any planes or whatever. And we can't even stop flying.
Yeah. You gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. That kind of freaks me out too because I've been on a plane like every 2, 3 days for the last
Yeah.
2 months.
I
And
know it's
like,
been bothering me.
and I'm like, yo, like every time I take off, I'm like, this could be it. And I have no
True.
control, but I
True.
guess that could happen at
But
any
then,
point.
yeah, exactly. So again, the faith, we come back to faith in God. Can't escape
Mm-hmm.
what he's going to be doing the planning.
Yeah, his will.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's another interesting
Men
subject.
propose, God disposes, right?
Amen. Amen. That's something I think about because the Bible talks about like his will and then free will, how we all
Hmm.
have free will. Um, and so like, we talked about it earlier, but there's like the flesh, like what our flesh wants, right? Like we all struggle with things like lust and like money and pride and ego and the things that our flesh wants. And then there's our spirit and what
Hmm.
God wants for us. And so I try to wake up every day and think about like what would God want me to do like in terms of where I spend my time, where I set my eyes, what actions I take, what I say. Like I'm like, what would make God happy? Or like my father, my true father, what would make him
Mhm.
happy? Um, and there's so many days I fall short, right? Like every day I fall short in some regards of
But
his
you've
will.
been doing so good. You
Thank you.
come, yeah, I've seen that. Like Papa needed you that day to take me to the hospital, and you just suddenly showed up. Like, you know, can I take you to the hospital? And I was like, how did you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah. But like I think thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. But I think that this could be a whole separate podcast about like free will and how to make the right decisions
Hmm.
based on what he would want. But I guess like how do you go about that?
About making decisions as
Yeah, like
to
how do you know that you're on the right path? Like how do you know that you're doing what is meant for you?
whatever my heart says, I do that. I do
Mm.
use my brain, but then I balance it out
Yeah.
in a way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like I don't use my brain. I do use my brain,
For
but
sure.
but heart always overrules. If my heart tells me this is what I should be doing, I do that.
That's amazing. If you were to give any last advice, because we have to wrap up the episode, but
Hmm.
if you were to give any advice for people that are listening, um, what would you tell them? And then also, I have a second one. What would you tell your like younger self? Like if you could talk to your younger self.
Hmm. That's hard.
You can think about it.
I don't regret doing anything actually. So my younger self would be,
Good
I
job.
would probably say, yeah, you did the right thing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, really, I have no regrets.
Wow. And then any advice for people that are listening?
Always go with your heart, I think.
Mm.
Yeah. And keep smiling through your struggles. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Amazing, Mom. Well, thank you for
Like
coming on.
if I,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
always want, I always believe in this too. Like, don't try to run away from trouble because otherwise trouble follows you.
Mm.
Yeah, I used to tell Papa that. I was like, don't try
Yeah.
to run away, face it.
Face it.
Yeah.
Head on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Love that. Love that. Well, thank you, Mom. Thank you for coming on for
Thank
part
you.
2. Maybe we'll
Thank
do a
you.
part 3 at some point.
Sure.
Maybe. I was gonna say go follow her on socials, but don't do that because that's my mom. That'd be weird. But you can follow the podcast and you can leave a review if you'd like to. It's helpful. Leave any comments below. Let me know who you guys think we should have on the podcast next. Got some really cool guests lined up. But hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys gained something from this episode. And have a blessed day. We'll see you soon.